Hello, friends. I hope you're well. Thanks for being here. I just like playing. I'm trying my new toy here. I'm just seeing if this works here. Oh, yeah. Look at that. I don't know what's going on. Okay, that works. Hey, everyone. I am Canuck Clay Emo. I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter. I am the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. And this is indeed my Canucks take, all in one take. It is Clay's Canucks commentary live for Sunday night, July the 11th. If it feels like I have, this is where you get Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. If it feels like I haven't been doing this in a while, it's because I haven't been doing this in a while. This is 2 weeks ago was my last live stream. Last week I did one for members only, and then this week I'm here. Yeah, I miss all you guys. Doesn't this feel like it's been too long? And the fact that you are here, the fact that I'm here, I'm excited, and I think we should give it one of these. Yeah, that's just my humble opinion, because I've missed you guys, and now I have this button ready, so anytime I press it, that pops up. Anyways, I am thrilled to be here with all of you, and we got a lot to catch up on for sure. But let's do our usuals. I want to give a shout out to my Hall of Fame members: Jens95, Simalexander, Justin Incredible, nucksfan number 29, Lucas Gates, Chris Seifried, Adam Broomfield, Shea Family Channel, Jamie Sports Talk and More, Shannon Hollingworth, and my newest Hall of Fame member, Andrew Chang. Andrew, I'm not sure if you are here, but if you are here, Andrew, thank you. And thanks to all the Hall of Fame members. I appreciate you. Thanks to franchise level members. Thanks to all stars. Thanks to all members of all levels. You know I appreciate you very much. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, you guys know this from my videos, press the join button underneath this or any of my videos on the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. Also, shout out to my sponsors, Monkey 9 Brewing. They haven't pulled the sponsorship yet, so we're going to keep thanking them. And then thank you to all the moderators. I know you haven't had to do anything for 2 weeks. Let's see how busy you are tonight, but I appreciate you as well, and I certainly don't take you for granted. And for all of you, whether you are in my neighborhood of Steveston, in the Lower Mainland, in Richmond, in the city, in the province, in the country, on the continent, or around the world, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Oh no. Canucks Stream saying having a rough day. Okay. I just want to interrupt. No problem. Thanks for take care. Do what you got to do, Henry. No problem. Please take care of yourself. But I appreciate you being here. I appreciate all of you being here. You could be doing anything else. You could be watching anything else, going for a walk, doing whatever. But the fact that you are here, I appreciate you. I do not take you for granted. And for that, you also deserve a Canuck Clay thumbs up. All right. So I want to bring you up to speed with a little bit of what's been going on for the last little bit. And then, so I'm gonna talk for about 3 to 5 minutes non-Canuck stuff, and then I'll turn it over to you. For those of you that are new here, I will answer all of your questions in about 5 minutes or so. So hold your questions until then, and I prefer them to be Canucks. And Andrew, you want a thumbs up? Andrew, you get a thumbs up. So Andrew, that's for you for being my newest Hall of Fame member. Okay, so for those of you that are new here, I will talk for the first few minutes, do a bit of an intro, then we'll go to you, Canucks and hockey questions only, and for the last 5 or 7 minutes or so, then we will do Ask Me Anything. So that's a good place to start, actually. I did an Ask Me Anything vlog today. There's so many questions. There are close to 20 questions. I only got to half of them, about 9 or 10. So thanks for continuing to send those in. That's kind of like a nice little Sunday thing that I've been doing. So let's see. How come Rob can't see me? Rob, refresh. I think everyone else can see me. Coach Rob, refresh. Yeah, so, well, nucksfan number 29 saying, yeah, okay, but we'll get to it. But I'm here. I can see myself, so I hope you can see myself as well. Okay, so I'm wearing a brand new shirt. I forgot to say this. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Half of the viewers on this channel are from people that haven't subscribed yet. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And make sure you like this video. You guys know my theory. I like as many likes, half as many likes as there are viewers. I see 25 to 30 viewers in here. That means we need about 15. You know what? I need a like button. I have the thumbs up button, but that's kind of like a like, right? Isn't the like the thumbs up? So this is my appeal to likes. You guys know I like 50, at least half as many. I like the likes to be 50% of the total. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, we're getting there already. Loving. Let's get that up to 15 and we're good. So I'm wearing a new shirt. I hope you like that. Even if you don't like the stream, but you like my new shirt, give me a like for that. And I'll tell you what's been going on. So yesterday, I had 3 families over, 3 of my closest friends and 3 family friends, basically 3 sets of families. We get together every year for my birthday. We couldn't last year because COVID was just starting in June. So as you guys know, my birthday is June 22nd, but I want to wait till, step 3 happened and all that. So we finally got together yesterday. Again, it was 3 families, and it wasn't really my birthday party, but they came bearing gifts, which was very nice of them. And actually, I'll reverse. I'll start on Thursday. So Thursday was not only my wedding anniversary, my 21st wedding anniversary with my lovely wife, Gail. It was also HSM Fangirl Gaming's birthday. So happy birthday. I gave a shout out to her in my vlog. And then Gail and I went to watch In the Heights, the musical. Very, very good. And then we got to, then we went out for dinner, Japanese food, of course. So that was Thursday. Saturday, then I had those people, my friends over, and they came bearing gifts. The first, my friends, Aunt Stephanie and Chris, they gave me a nice cake, which is awesome. My friends, Maria and Jacob, gave me $50 to Matsuyama, which is awesome. And then my friend Andrea gave me this. And you can see it on the screen. And actually, I have it right here, is this mug. Now, you guys recognize the CCC, of course. That's the logo that you see right there. And then I already have this water bottle that Gail made me, but now I have this tumbler as well, and they also put my caricature on it, which is pretty cool. And you guys, well, I'm having trouble with the lights here, but you guys know that caricature as well. So that was cool. And then they also gave me, so that's me looking all good. And they also gave Gail and me this. Now this is one of Gail's favorite show. I don't watch it, but it's still really nice. That saying that this is us. For better or for worse, through the best blessings and challenges, yes, this is us indeed. So that was yesterday, and then today we're at Gary Point all day. Gail's younger sister having their second child, so we threw a baby shower for them. So needless to say, I was out in the sun all day yesterday. I was out in the sun all day today, playing spike ball for two ping pong and spike ball yesterday for 2 or 3 hours, and then another 3 hours of spike ball today. So I'm a little bit flushed. I'm a little bit warm. My head's a little shinier than normal, but I think we will survive. Okay, so thanks for indulging me in all that now. So let's go to so that's what I've been up to for the last few days. Let's get to your questions starting now. So leave a question in the comments. And remember, Canucks and hockey related first, and then I will get to non-Canucks, non-hockey stuff a bit later. Fangirl, hi Clay, which Canucks free agent makes the most sense for the team to re-sign this offseason? Also, thank you for the birthday shout out in your video. No problem. I just like using this, so I'm going to use it one more time. There, that's for you, Fangirl. I'm going to put sound effects in there for the next time. For the Canucks to re-sign, so between I guess you can count Boyd. Actually, out of everyone, I would say Travis Boyd. The big 3 are obviously Hamonic, Edler, and Brandon Sutter. But then the lesser guys like Jimmy Vesey and Travis Boyd. I like Travis Boyd to come back. I think he could be our third-line center, maybe. But, if I had to pick between the big 3 of Sutter, Edler, and Hamonic, I would want Hamonic back. Of those 3, I think he has the most to offer the team. Justin, hearing Canucks are interested in Tyler Bertuzzi and Seth Jones along with OEL. Do you see this as a sign of Benning being aggressive this offseason? And would you think Schmidt and JV is gone? JV, yes. I still think that's going to be our first buyout. Nate Schmidt, we will see. I think we have options. And OEL, I think we're just linked to him because of last season. But as I said in my vlog today, I don't expect that to be that serious, to be honest with you, unless they pick up a lot of his salary. Tyler Bertuzzi, I like him. I've always liked him as a player for sure. And Seth Jones, yeah, he'd be good too. He had an off season, but he'd be good. So the fact that we're hearing so many names, I think it does speak to the fact that Jim Benning is indeed trying to be aggressive, and I want him to be. I want him to leave no stone unturned, for sure. Cianets, hello, stranger. Hope you're well. Which team do you think will win each of the divisions? Pacific, I think it will be Vegas. I can't remember what the name of the divisions are anymore. Let's say that the 4 division winners will be Vegas. I think Colorado will win the other one in the West. Then, wow. Let's go with. Is Tampa gonna win Yeah, they came in 3rd in their division, but they still won the Stanley Cup. I'm gonna go Tampa, and then in the other one. That's a good question. This is so bad, you guys, that I can't even remember the divisions anymore. Well, I kind of can't, but I want to make sure that I'm saying the right thing here. So yeah, I would say for Pacific, it's going to be Vegas. If we're talking about regular season, I would say for the West, it will be, that's not called the West, it's called the Central. I'm going Colorado. So let's go Vegas. I know, I'm not really going on a limb here, am I? Let's go Vegas, Colorado. In the Atlantic, I'm going to go Tampa. It doesn't mean they're going to win the Stanley Cup, but I'm going to go Tampa. And then in the Metro, oh gosh, I'll go Carolina, I think. Yeah, so I think my division winners will be Colorado, Vegas, Tampa, and Carolina. But that's just an early guess. Edmund, has any player been bought out yet, whether it's Canucks or any other team? I have not heard a thing yet, Edmund, about any buyouts just yet. Levi, do you think Canucks will sign both Hughes and Pedersen? Yes, absolutely yes. And can you get a thumbs up? Of course you can. You want a thumbs up? You get a thumbs up. I'm not sure if you're talking about me live or me. Let me time it as the exact same thing as this. So it's kind of like, hey, that wasn't bad. Okay. But there you go, Levi, just for you. Inferno, hey Clay, I went to Steveston yesterday, but was very disappointed that I didn't see you. Inferno, that's because I was in Steveston today. Yesterday, I was at my house hosting the party. Inferno, today, I was at Steveston at Gary Point today. Oh, by the way, I think Inferno, you were one of them. I was having, maybe as I was messing around with my new stream deck, I was having trouble with my live stream. So I think I accidentally streamed twice today without knowing. So I got to get better at that for sure. Rome. Let's go. Yes, Canucks will sign both Pedersen and Hughes. I agree. Is he related to Todd Bertuzzi? I do not think they are related, but someone confirm that for me. Fangirl, why do you think the Abbotsford team name was delayed to Wednesday? I heard it has nothing to do with cold feet or branding or colors or logo. It had everything to do with availability. I don't know of who, but that's what it was. It was more a personnel issue, so nothing to worry about for sure. Maestro, Seth Jones doesn't want to play in Canada. I didn't know that. Justin, Vegas, Colorado, Toronto, Carolina. Okay, we got 3 of the 4. Johnny, if McDavid and McKinnon were taken off the board, what player 25 or under would you want to start a franchise? If McDavid and McKinnon, well then I'd have to go with Austin Matthews. Is Austin Matthews 25 or under still? He is, right? Austin Matthews is only, yeah. I'd have to go Austin Matthews. I think he's more mature than maybe he's led on, and I think he's an excellent player. Yeah. You know, Petey's good, of course. Guy like Sebastian Aho's good. But I do like Matthews. Behind McDavid and McKinnon, I do think Matthews is one of the best players for sure. For sure. Andrew, think Canucks season ticket holders get a couple of complimentary tickets to the Abbotsford Farm Team games, Vancouver Warriors. Whatever they're called, the Vancouver Warriors, Abbotsford Farm Team games, will Canucks season ticket holders get comps? That's a good question. Maybe not, because maybe there's going to be enough demand from non-season ticket holders. Good point, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. Edmund, fair to say, I remember Parker saying he was 50-50 about Schmidt, but I can see that number being 80% sure he is gone now. There's definitely a lot of chatter, but that doesn't mean that he still won't stay here. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Beast Mode, who do you think Seattle will select from the Canucks? I had been saying it'll be one of the 4 forwards between McEwen, Lind, Gadjevich, and Highmore, whoever we don't protect. But I think there is a chance that they take Braden Holtby. I really do. I really do. I think if they still believe in him and they want that veteran leadership and they're not worried about the cap or the money, I think Holtby's it's maybe more of a long shot than one of those 4 forwards. Because remember, up front, we're going to protect the big 4, Pedersen, Besser, Horvat, Miller, then Tanner Pearson, Tyler Mott. So that's 6 already. So we have to choose one of Highmore, Lind, Gadjevich, and McEwen. So I think they could take, for instance, if we protect Highmore, I think they'd take McEwen. If we protected McEwen, they'd probably take Lind. So we'll see. We'll see. But I think there is a chance they look at Holtby at least as well. C-Edits, thank you. They are related. He's Todd's nephew. I didn't think he was Todd's son, but he is his nephew. Thanks for that. Levi, do you think Canucks will be top 3 in division? I think they're going to be battling for 4. I think it's going to be Vegas and Edmonton as your top 2. And then maybe Calgary can't be as bad as they were this year. I think Calgary will be 3. And then maybe we fight Seattle and LA for 4, 5, 6. Fangirl, what's the latest on the Eichel situation in Buffalo? I just know that he's on the top of every single trade board. Coach Rob Matthews is 23. Thank you. Oh, yeah, Kill McCarr is an excellent choice, Rome, for sure. Nucks fan, the BC Lions are staying at my daughter's dorm for training camp. She saw a bunch of them in the games room. That is pretty cool. Nucks fan. Thanks for sharing that. Dogwood, pray to God that Seattle doesn't take Finn. Edmund, let's say if Tyler Bertuzzi comes to Vancouver, be cool if he wore 44. Yeah, that would be a nice little tribute. Lucas Clay, I'm staying up to watch. It's 1 a.m. out in St. Thomas, Ontario. I work at 5 here. Well, Lucas, for being in Ontario and having to work in 4 hours, first, you get one of these. So thank you, Lucas, for that. By the way, are you guys getting sick of that meme already, or do you actually think it's a nice addition to my stream? Let me know in the comments. But to answer your question, Lucas, thoughts on the Canucks picking up Mikhail Granlund for 3C? I'd be open to that. I think he's a good player, much better than Marcus Granlund. So I'd be open to that. And can you blow me a kiss? Do you mean live, or I don't have a meme for that, but let's just say I'll give you the thumbs up. How's that? I only blow kisses to my wife. But thank you for staying up for me. Fangirl, what happens if Seattle takes Holtby and DiPietro isn't in the NHL already yet? Then they will have to go out and get another backup, someone cheap for $1 million or less. But that's what they'd have to do, Fangirl, if Seattle doesn't take Holtby. Well, we're up to 50. That is awesome. Thanks, guys. Let's get the likes up to 25. That would be cool. Dogwood, you're sick of it already? Okay, no, thanks for your honesty. I appreciate that. Justin, I'm thinking of Braden Holtby and Jake Allen pairing in Seattle would actually be pretty good in net if Seattle wants to be competitive right away. Yep, I think Jake Allen's good. He showed well in Montreal behind Carey Price. I think that would be actually a really good pairing. I'd agree with you, Justin. Edmonton or McTavish at 9. Pat, I'm kind of biased by speaking to Cam Robinson on my channel 3 weeks ago. If they're both there at 9, I'm taking McTavish all the way. But I don't think McTavish will be there at 9. I think Edmonton could be, but who knows? Rome says never gets old. Thank you. Oh, by the way, this picture that I put up, I put it up on my Twitter, and someone says you're still milking that for all it's worth, eh? I think they thought, and I felt like responding sarcastically. No, I've actually been giving thumbs up for 47 years, and that logo has actually been around for 10 years. I think he thought that that was only a reference to the meme that I keep showing, but I decided not to respond to that. And I think the meme will pick up again actually once the season starts, but we'll see. Maestro, should the Canucks go after Horvat's cousin? He could be winger for Horvat. Are you talking about Travis Konechny? Yeah, I like him. If that's him, meme is a classic. Thank you. C-Edits, you're the best. Fangirl, keep the meme coming. Thank you, Fangirl. Keep it. Edmund, would Vegas put either Fleury or Lindner on the exposure list for Seattle, or they can't? I honestly don't know. I don't know about any of their no movement clauses, but I heard that they could expose Fleury, but I don't know for sure. If anyone knows for sure, let me know. But I don't know of anything that says they can't be exposed. Unless they have a no movement that I don't know about. Yeah. Jogpaul, Well, but still, you can only protect one of them anyways, no matter what. Jogpaul, expansion draft for Seattle only? Yes, it is. They get to choose 30 players. From one player from every team except from Vegas. That doesn't mean that all those guys are going to make the team, of course. You guys, this feels really good. We haven't... Feels like we haven't done this in a while. Well, it has been a bit of a while. Edmonton, he'll probably get taken early, but if Luke Hughes is available, Benning has to take him at 9. I'd be open to that. Alternate meme and caricature. Oh, you like? Yes. I'll have to make sure that gets onto one of my buttons for sure. Fangirl, which line was better between the Lotto line and the West Coast Express? The West Coast Express, in their heyday of 2002, 2003, they were amazing. They put up some massive, massive points. Lotto line, they've only really done it for 1 year, whereas the West Coast Express was together for 3 or 4 years. I need to see one more year of the Lotto line, at least, Fangirl. So right now, I'll give it to the West Coast Express. Edmund, you think Benning could possibly move up in the draft? I doubt it. Like, he won't. He doesn't need to. He already knows that he's going to get one of his top 9 players, so he says, in at 9. So there's no need to move up. Let the cards fall as they may. Yes, indeed. Vegas is exempt from the expansion draft. It's because, as I talked about on a stream about a month ago, the owners would rather take their expansion money. Oh, I see. I'm sorry. I completely missed what you were asking. Yes, of course. Vegas. I don't know. Sorry, guys. I had a brain fart. Yeah. No Vegas players to be taken. I was just thinking strictly, who is Vegas going to keep between Fleury and Leonard? Because if they have that embarrassment of riches and net between Fleury and Leonard, you could trade one of them to any team, not just Seattle, of course, to any team and reap some assets back. So I don't even know what I was thinking. So yes, no Vegas Golden Knights will be taken. Thanks for that clarification, you guys. I appreciate it. Kai, hey Clay, do you see the Canucks targeting any defensemen before the expansion draft? Players like Graves, Dunn, and Chernak intrigue me. Yes, I don't think. Yeah, if those are all guys that will not be protected, they intrigue me too. It's just a matter of what's going to be the asking price. But if they don't have plans to bring back Edler and Hamnick, they're going to have to replace those guys for sure. So I could see them targeting, whether it's those 3 that you mentioned or someone else, I could see them targeting defensemen for sure. Inferno, the meme does no harm. Keep it going. Thank you, Inferno. Dogwood, the meme thumbs up needs to happen during underwhelming moments such as, well, good thing you brought 2-6 the game because you brought the last one. All right, Dogwood, I'll keep that in mind. Both the underwhelming and the overwhelming. John, yes, my good friend John. I don't know what I was thinking. So John is my hockey coach, my golf, because you guys, my golf coach. You guys know I talk about 3 guys, right? I talk about Mike, who's my season ticket partner, Mike's younger brother Jason, and then John. Those 3 guys are the guys I love golfing with. They give me golf tips. Those are the 3 guys that give, that allow me to play on the roller hockey team. I think they regret it now. But thanks for being here, John. I appreciate it. And John I've known for 20 years through my church community. Noah. Hi, Clay. How are you? I'm great, Noah. Thank you for asking. Jogpaul, it's been a while. It has been. I'm so rusty that I thought Vegas had to protect some players. Travis, Hughes or Clark, if they're both available at 9. I like the brother connection, but I like Brant Clark, right side. We have Hughes and Rathbone on the left. If those guys are both there, I would take Brant Clark, actually. I would take Brant Clark. Kevin, what nickname would you like for Abbotsford AHL? I would have liked something like, the Aviators or the Arrows. But as I've talked about, I have absolutely no problem with it being the Canucks from a branding and marketing standpoint. Edmund, I assume Benning is getting trade offers for his pick. Yeah, I presume that too. I think everyone's trying to do everything. Johnny, do you think Canucks go after Max Domi, considering his value is low after a couple of down years with different teams and best friends with Bo? I could see them kicking the tires in Domi. I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to say if the Canucks will actually go out and pursue him because there's 29, 30 other teams that may also want to pursue similar types of guys. So we'll see. Domi has had a couple of underwhelming seasons for sure. No, hi Clay. You might have answered this already, but there have been rumblings about the Canucks and other teams checking on Tyler Bertuzzi. Yeah, it was actually the first comment someone made. What would we have to give up to acquire him? Usually, for a player like that who's quite young, you see Victor Arvidsson went for a second and a third round pick. So I think you're looking at 2 assets, whether it's a pick and a prospect or 2 picks for someone like Tyler Bertuzzi. Fangirl, what would it take to trade for Konechny, possibly a Nate Schmidt, perhaps? Yeah, you got to look at the money. I got to stop saying yeah every time I answer a question. You have to look at the money. You got to look at contracts and everything. I don't know Konechny's contract situation, but someone like Konechny, yeah, it's. Oh, I said it again. Yeah, it's either 2 assets, 2 picks, or a pick and a prospect, or maybe a player and a pick. Arginator, when will Jet Wu play with the Canucks? He's still 2 or 3 years away, I think. Noah, did you watch the Euros? I was at, no, I'm not sure if you were here from the very start. I was at that baby shower for my sister-in-law. We were actually setting up between 1 and 2. So, and then once people started to arrive, we watched the penalty kicks. So I saw the Italy goal 2 minutes in, the England goal 2 minutes in. And then I didn't see the Italy goal. And then I watched the penalty kicks as they were happening. Nucksfan number 20. Will you go to Abbotsford games? Yeah, I'll check out a few for sure. Not a lot because I have the Canucks season tickets, but I will check some games out for sure. I love to do that. Good point, Dogwood, about how good that the West Coast Express was. Just incredible. Hearing Phillies exploding Jacob Voracek. And if Seattle doesn't take him, they'll try to find a deal mutually to move him. Where could he possibly go? Voracek, veteran. I presume he's got a more of an expensive contract. I think any type of contending team, if St. Louis is trying to get rid of Tarasenko, for instance, if Buffalo is trying to beef up, if they're losing a guy like Eichel, I think teams like that might be options. Justin? Reinhardt for Canucks 9th and Juolevi. Would you do this? Would I do Reinhardt for 9th and Juolevi? No, I would not. Because I do like Reinhardt, but I actually do like Juolevi, probably more than a lot of people do. And I think the Canucks at 9 are going to be happy. It's close, though. It's close, Pat. See edits. Who do you think Tampa should protect on their defense? I think they should protect Hedman, Sergachev. You don't have to protect Savard. I think you don't have to protect McDonough. Then Jan Ruda. Yeah, I'd protect Hedman, Sergachev, and Chernik. That's who I'd protect if I was Tampa. Maestro, let's say Edler Hamonic doesn't come back. Would you trade the 9th pick for young right-hand D? Maestro, I would think about it, but they might get Brant Clark there. I doubt it. Oh, that's a tough one. I would consider it. Rowan, have you met any Canucks? Yeah, Rowan, I've been blessed to meet almost all of them. The only because I've done golf tournaments, volunteering. I've done their Dice and Ice charity fundraiser. The only Canucks I haven't met are Canucks that came here for this season. Because last year, on September 2019, before COVID, I also met all of last year's team. So I've met JT Miller, I've met Quinn Hughes, I've met Pedersen a few times. So the players that I haven't met were guys that came here this season in the middle of the year. So I haven't met Highmore and Harlock and VC and Boyd. So I haven't met those guys. I haven't met Nate Schmidt because he came over in the off season. And who else came over? And I haven't met Holtby, but I've met every other player. Dogwood, yeah. Jogpaw, I'd take Kent Johnson. You think he'll be available? Yeah, he's good for sure. Rowan, who is the best draft pick for the Canucks? Rowan, it really depends on who's there. Because I would love to say, Owen Power, but Owen Power won't be there at 9. So it's tough to answer. It sounds like I'm taking the easy way out, but we've heard names like Mason McTavish, Kent Johnson, Brant Clark, Dylan Guenther, who'll probably be gone, William Eklund. So there's a lot of choices there for sure. Travis Green, thoughts on Jet Wu? I think his ceiling could be a Kevin Bieksa type player. Maybe not so high, but third pairing perhaps on the right side. We could use them. Nux fan likes the Abbotsford Orcas. Christopher, do we know the team name of Abbotsford? No, we will know on Wednesday. Dogwood, it's okay to say yeah when answering questions. I'll say yeah. I want to say yeah when my answer is actually yeah or yes, but I don't want to just. I realize it's one of my word whiskers when I'm doing these live streams, because I do watch them back, not the whole things, but I'm always trying to improve my public speaking, my communication skills. I find like a lot of people who do streams, everyone has their word whiskers. You have a lot of people who will say because it's a natural tendency to try and fill the space. Some people don't like dead space. In ministry where I work, I've learned that dead space is fine. For instance, when you ask someone a question, it's okay if they don't answer right away, because sometimes they need time to think about the answer. But I've heard a lot of streamers, a lot of vloggers use word whiskers, like, or cliches at the end of the day. Personally, I said like. There is one that I don't like saying is personally, I feel, because when you say I feel, that's already your personal opinion. So just little things that I try and work on myself as well. I don't know how I got into that tangent. There's the Arginator, do you think Podkolzin will be able to develop with the Canucks system? He has trouble playing with older guys. Yeah, he had trouble playing. It's not even trouble. He was playing with older guys in Russia, though, for a coach that didn't really play him. I have zero worries about him adjusting. Christopher, go Italy, go. If you want to know something about me, I have Canadian and Italian citizenship. Nice. 50% Italian, so I was happy. I'm sure you were, Christopher. I could tell from the name. I don't want to make presumptions, but that looks like an Italian name. Arginator, yeah, not worried about Podkolzin at all. Fangirl, do you think Jonah Gadjevich and Colin make the team next season? No, I don't. I think Gadjevich, no, for sure. Colin might be a 13th or 14th forward. I don't think he makes starting roster. Ciaz, do you think Perron is a comparable for the type of player Podkolzin might develop into? Yeah, I could see that. Perron with his crazy eyes. I've also heard Podkolzin compared to Pavel Buchnevich, not because they're both Russian. Noah, Clay, Seattle can only take players signed through 2022, right? And not UFAs? Noah, I'll put it this way. It doesn't make sense for them to take a UFA because they still have to sign those guys, right? So, for instance, it wouldn't make sense for Seattle to take Alex Edler. Wait, am I saying this right? No, they can take... There's some nuance where if they take someone prior to the expansion draft, if they sign a UFA, yeah, that's what it is. Sorry. If they sign a UFA prior to the expansion draft, then that player is deemed to be the Canucks. I mean, that team's loss. So if Seattle, does this make sense? You guys tell me if this makes sense. I'm pretty sure it does. If Seattle, for instance, signed Alex Edler, then they would not choose a player from the Canucks roster. I think that's what it is, because I think Seattle gets some sort of window to negotiate with free agents prior to the expansion draft. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense for them to take a UFA until after the expansion draft when the UFA period opens. But I'm pretty sure that's what it was, is if they take a UFA from a team, or the team that UFA was technically with for one more week, they don't lose another player. I'm pretty sure that's what the rule is. Fangirl, do you think Edler resigns in Vancouver, or will he retire? I thought he would retire if he didn't play for the Canucks, but it sounded like he wants to play still, Fangirl. So do I think he resigns in Vancouver? I have a feeling he will. And if he doesn't, I don't think he'll retire. I think he'll find another team. Calvin, what's your favorite course to play in the Lower Mainland? Yeah, I'm not much of a golfer. I enjoy it. I'm not that good. I've only played a few. I've done Redwoods in in Langley. I've done Northview once. I'd say Northview, but I haven't done UBC. I haven't done Richmond Country Club. I've done Colchino in Richmond was really nice because my boys were junior members there. So maybe Colchina, but I'm doing a Whistler trip where we're playing Big Sky and Nicholas North. So I'm looking forward to that at the end of August. Maestro, would you do 9 and Nate Schmidt for Ekblad? There's been rumors that Nate Schmidt almost went to Florida. I do like Aaron Ekblad a lot, but Schmidt can almost be not as good as Ekblad, could be almost as good. And I really think we're going to get a good player at 9. Oh, gosh, that's tough. I do like Ekblad a lot, but no, I wouldn't do it. Edmund, we just want to make sure we drafted 9 as none of the Cody Hodgson. That's fair. That's fair. Which former Canucks have you met? Christopher, anyone that's retired in the past few years I've met. So definitely, and then between alumni and my doing things with the team. So I've met Trevor Linden. I've met Roberto Luongo, because it doesn't mean hang out with them, but even if it's simple, they signed an autograph at something. So I've met Luongo. I've met Linden. I've met the Sedins, Alex Burrows. I haven't met Kessler or Bieksa. So, but those are some of the, and then like older ones, Jyrke Lumi, Stan Smeal, Darcy Rhoda, Kirk McLean, guys like that as well. Pat, have you met Birey and McGillney? 2 guys I have not met. How high was Kucherov during the Stanley Cup postgame interviews? Well, I don't know if he was high. He was certainly buzzed for sure. And you guys have heard me talk a couple times before that I've, at the All-Star game in 2019, when I went down to San Jose, I've heard from a few people that Kucherov was a bit of a jerk, actually. Dogwood, difference between West Coast and Lotto are different eras. Yep, that's fair. C Edits, what do you think Caulfield's ceiling will be? Heard many compare him to DeBrincat. I love Alex DeBrincat, have him on my fantasy team. I think Cole Caulfield, I think that's a good comparison, actually. So maybe second liner who could fill in on your first line when you need him to. nucksfan, my whiskers is whatchamacallit. What's that? I don't even know what that means. Dogwood. Talking about Erickson. Pat, if Canucks TV approaches you with a 3-year contract at $75,000 per, would you take the deal? $75,000 a year is good money. Between my job and my speaking and my YouTube, I make more than that. That's not a show off. I'm just being honest. I'm. You guys know I'm honest, not a show off. Well, maybe you think I'm a show off, but I'm thinking of my thought structure. So I would actually be making less money, but to cover the team. Huh. That's a good question. Okay, here's a goofy thing. This sounds so silly. If they let me keep my YouTube, I would do it. If they didn't let me keep my YouTube, I wouldn't do it. And that's not because I make so much money off of YouTube, but it's because of how much I enjoy it and the community. So yeah, that's my answer. If Canucks TV approached me for a 3-year contract at $75,000 a year for the next 3 years, would I take the deal? Yes, if they let me keep my YouTube. If they said, no, you can't because you're a Canucks employee now and you can't do this on the side, then I would say no, actually. I think I'd be really good, though. Again, bragging. But you guys know that about me already. Is it cockiness or is it confidence? I think I have a bit of both. Fangirl, what was your reaction when you found out Hammy signed in Vancouver in 2010? Long time ago, but I was happy. I knew enough about him where I knew he was a good player. For sure. That dude, Kopp and Wenberg, should be the target for third line center. Yes, I like both of those guys. I really like Wenberg. I've talked about him a lot, actually. Canucks should also try and get Logan Stanley from the Jets. Massive. Can you imagine Stanley and Myers on the same pairing? Chris, if you could pick one forward and one defenseman realistically for the Canucks to target in free agency, who and why? Actually, I do like Wenberg as a center. And for a defenseman in free agency, I know we got to have money, though, to do it, right? I'm just looking at the UFAs right now. So I already skipped past everyone making over $4 million. Tyson Berry, no, that's a little scary. So I'm going to page 2. Page 2. Eric Gustafsson. Actually, I like him. I liked him when he was with Chicago. Jake McKay, maybe not. Greg Patterson. They're not a really good Jordy Ben, Sammy. Sammy Vatanen interests me, but he's 30 years old. Braden Coburn, 36. No, that's way too old. Oh, I do like this. I do like Mike Riley. I do like Mike Riley out of Boston. He's only 27.5 points per game. So those are my answers. Alex Wenberg and Mike Riley. Those are my 2 guys. Justin, sign. So you're saying that makes sense to me, or else it would be crazy. They could sign a team free agent and still pick a player, and it would be totally unfair to that team. Justin, I think that makes a lot of sense. Fangirl, can an NHL team lose more than one player? No, they can't. To Seattle, as soon as it's one, it's done. Edler won't get $6 million. No, of course not. I think people are dreaming though if they think we're going to get him for $1.5 or $2 million. He's probably going to want at least $3 million. I think Edler would sign 1 to 2 year, but wonder if he'd be willing to go for $3 million. Wow, Edmund, you read my mind. Christopher, should the Canucks buy out Jake? They should, and not just because of the legal troubles, because of his age. It makes sense. You're only on the hook for 1/3 of the remaining money, not 2/3 like everyone else. See edits. Which Canadian team do you think will win the cup first in the future? Would I be total homer if I said Vancouver in 5 or 6 years? Because I still think Vancouver has the best nucleus of young talent. Toronto obviously got a lot of big names, but they're going to be hoop salary cap wise. Montreal's got good players in Caulfield, Suzuki, Kotkaniemi for sure. But Price isn't getting any younger. Ottawa, enough to make the... Edmonton, you never know. McDavid and Draisaitl could go crazy. Yeah, I see edits. I think it could be Vancouver. I'm not saying it's going to happen soon, but I think it could be Vancouver. Noah, where do you think Tarasenko goes? I don't know. I think it's a team that obviously has got some money, and he'll probably want to go to a contender. So, who is that? Is that a Boston? It's not a Buffalo? Yeah, I don't know. I got to think of. I guess you can always make room for a guy like Tarasenko, but I just see him going to a contending team as opposed to a rebuilding team. Justin, I can see Tarasenko going to a team like Calgary, since Calgary can make a splash with the Monahan, Gaudreau, Tkachuk. I like that. Fangirl, do you think it'll take 2 Canadian teams in the finals at the same time for a Canadian team to win a cup? No, I don't think we have to go down that road, Fangirl. But obviously, it helps your chances when that happens. I get it. Word whiskers. Thank you, Nux. I'm a little slow, Nux fan. Chris, where does Jack Eichel go? So many options. I think he goes to contender, though. I don't know who. I don't know who's rumored to have the inside track on him. Humble B, hey brother, go Sens go. Thanks for being here, Humble. Yes, Senators are good. They're gonna be a good team. Would you sign Barclay Goodrow? I like him, Noah. I like him. I liked him when he was with San Jose. Ricky, how's it going, brother? Hope you and your family are well. We are, thank you. Hope you are as well, Ricky. Did you watch the soccer game? No, because you might have missed it. I was actually out setting up for a baby shower. I'm really missing Canucks hockey. You and me both. Big month coming up with expansion draft, NHL draft, and free agency. Yeah, Ricky, it's almost like you read my screen where it says July 21st expansion draft, July 23, 24 entry draft, and July 28th free agency. Exactly. Calvin, do you ever feel envious of those who live in the Eastern time zone due to the start times of live television events? From a standpoint of sporting, yeah, once in a while, but kind of used to it living here all 47 years of my life. That's an interesting question, Calvin. Dogwood. Yeah, I'm not going to say that word, but that's good. Way to combine cocky and confidence. Travis, do you think it was a mistake for the Canucks to trade for JT Miller for a first? I feel it was too early, as I feel like the Canucks needed to keep their assets and continue developing their young core. After this season, you might think that. After the first season, you're like, this was the best trade ever. At the time, there was concern that the Canucks could have gotten more or didn't have to give up as much, given that Tampa was going to have to deal JT Miller. So to me, that was more the issue, but I wouldn't say it was a mistake. Ciedas, what was your reaction when Tampa won the cup, as they were one of your favorite teams? I was happy. I was definitely happy. I was cheering for Tampa over Montreal, Ciedas, as you know. And yeah, I think they're a really good team. I've liked them even before they were good, but they've built their team so well. So I wasn't over the moon. I'd be happier, obviously, if Vancouver or Winnipeg won. But of those two teams, I was cheering for Tampa over Montreal. I was happy, but I wasn't surprised either, because on paper, I said Tampa in 6. It ended up being Tampa in 5, right? So, Jogpaul, you got confidence. Cocky would be shoving it in our faces. Well, thank you, Jogpaul. I appreciate that. Noah, do you think the Canucks for sure will be a buyout or just maybe? No, I think there will be one for sure. Do you like Cody CC? I do, Noah. I do. Fangirl, a joke for you. How many Broadway shows does it take to screw in a light bulb? A3-1 to screw it into... 3. 1 to screw it in, 2 to sing. Okay, very good. Thank you, Fangirl. Theo or the O, would you do Schmidt and a pick a prospect for Dumba? Dumba plays right side, right? Yeah, it depends how high the pick is, who the prospect is. I would entertain that. Maestro, do you like the idea of Miller playing third line center? Yeah, I talked about that in my... Oh, I said yeah again. I talked about that in my vlog today. I don't prefer it because then you're really thin on the wings, but I could see the Canucks trying it to start off. So to answer your question, do I like it? I don't like it, but I'll live with it. Edmund, given cap issues and if Edler really wants to stay, he may consider 2.5 or 2.75. I can see management trying to offer 2.75 max. That's fair, Edmund. C edits, which players do you think were most underrated in these playoffs? Most underrated. Well, I think anyone... I have a greater appreciation for a guy like Cirelli and anyone on Tampa's fourth line. Underrated. I think that I appreciated Jeff Petrie more, even though he had a broken finger or whatever. I appreciate Kotkaniemi more, actually. And Suzuki, I learned to like him. I'm trying to think of who else did well. I think a lot of those Islanders players I've underrated. I've kind of painted them with a broad stroke, saying that they're all nondescript. So there's a few. Rome, 5 years, Clay. Is that a throwback to Thomas Drance? Yeah, I think it was 4 or 5 years. 4 or 5 years. That's true. Very good, Rome. Dogwood, Kane team will never win a possibility. Travis Green, we're talking about Miller being a 3C. Why not make him the 2C since he puts up more points than Horvat? Travis, you know this as the coach. Travis Green loves Horvat in that shutdown role, eating heavy minutes. So, yeah, I think you don't dislodge Horvat as your second line center. But that's just a name only. I guess in the guys you play with, but they could wind up, because of power play, penalty kill, and wind up with similar minutes for sure. Ryan, why do people keep saying Miller's a third line center? He may be our best offensive player. Yeah, Ryan, but if they want, he likes playing center and he likes being more involved. So that's why. Noah, who has a brighter future, Rangers or LA? I think LA does. They both do. Rangers are further ahead right now, but I think LA Kings have the better upside. See edits, which team that underperformed this season do you see making a deep run next season? Surprised how bad Philly was this year, for sure. Maybe Vancouver. I love to say that. And Minnesota did way better. Has got a better team than I think a lot of people think. So maybe Philly and Minnesota are two of them. Nucks fan, need to check out Tobiana Golf Course. I think it's a pro course up here. Okay, I will. Hello, Rowan. Noah, will Blake Coleman probably want way more than 1.8 since he now won the cup? I think he'll want a bit of a raise for sure. I'm great. Amit, hope you are well as well. Why does Nate Schmidt want out? Eric, tough to say. Tough adjustment. Maybe was stuck with Alex Edler, didn't get to showcase his offensive abilities. And it was just a tough year because of COVID. Didn't get to really see the city, hang out with people. So maybe a combination of those things, but usually it comes down to your role on the ice. Dogwood, do you think Tampa Bay will need to move some of their star forwards because of the cap issues? Absolutely, at least one or two. Pat, Canucks. Okay, here we go. Canucks offer you a job as an amateur scout for 3 years, 125, no YouTube. Would they take the deal? Yes, I would do that. 3 years at 125 per. I would do that. Of course, I'd have to learn a bit more about the prospects that I actually do, but yes, I would take it. To me, I think if there was going to be no YouTube, I want to be offered, I want to be making about 85, 90 minimum. Thinking about the travel and things like that too, right? It's not just the salary. It's not just working for the club. It's the travel away from the family as well. Good questions, Pat. That dude, if Canucks miss playoffs next season and somehow win the lottery, do you take Wright or Lambert? That dude, I'll admit, I know nothing about either of those guys. So I will look them up and I'll have a better answer next time. I apologize for that. I have to look both those guys up. Noah, for the lotto line, do you like Pedersen or Miller at center more? Petey. I'd put Petey and then let Miller take a lot of the face-offs, which is what they did when they were good. Arcel, hey Clay, long time no talk. Nice to see you, Arcel. I've been good, thank you. Who do you think is the best young player? Is the best young player on a Canadian team? Well, I guess when you say young, it's three years or less. So Petey, I still think is good. I think Nick Suzuki is really good. Canadian team, 3 years or less. No Toronto, Edmonton, Calgary, no Ottawa. They got some good guys. No, I'd say Pedersen or maybe Suzuki. Yeah, I think Suzuki's gonna be really good. When do you see Montreal getting back to the finals? Good question, Siedetz. Not for a while. Not for a while, actually. I think this was a bit of a fluke, but all power to them. Nucks fan, if you got to pick any Vancouver player, past or present, minus Luongo, who do you want for the present team? Pavel Bure. No question about it. Pavel Bure. Dogwood, will Miller stay with Vancouver for less money if he gets the 3C role? You're talking about his new contract, right? No, I just have a feeling that the Canucks are going to move on from Miller when he's done. He's good, but he doesn't seem like to be that guy that you have to keep. Travis, Vancouver is being good at scouting the NCAA and the Swedish leagues, but they suck at scouting the C. Can't think of any drafted player other than Horvat that is current. No, that's true. All of our players have come from college or overseas. Do you think Podkolzin will have the same impact as Hoglander? I do, Ryan, if he's given the shot. Doggo, which forward leaves Tampa to alleviate cap space? Even before, Kucherov is a jerk. I think it's Tyler Johnson. Making a lot of money for playing a fourth line role. Pat, will more teams utilize Tampa Bay IR cap scheme? I don't think so. I think it just happened to work out this way. Last time, high-profile player was Patrick Kane in the Blackhawks, but many years ago. So I don't think it's become a regular occurrence and if it does, the league will do something about it. Mark Michaelis, is he a regular next season? Nope, not on this team, Calvin. Where do you think Ryan Getzlaf goes? I don't know. Contender. He won't go to a rebuild, that's for sure. Do you think Keith will actually end up in Edmonton? I think there's a chance, but I'm not sure. Siedetz. Canucks just try signing some jerks. Stutz is a good player too. Yeah, that's good, Rome. Shannon, who should Tampa protect with their goalies? Every team, Shannon, protects one goalie, and it'll be Vasilevsky for sure. It has to be. Siedetz, would you rather have Gallagher or Anderson if you could on the Canucks? I love Anderson. Anderson's a difference maker. You saw in that game-tying goal or game-winning goal. But I love Gallagher's heart, so I go Gallagher. That dude, high on Podkolzin, been watching him play since he was 15, and I felt like I was the only fan hyped when they butchered the name. Yeah, that dude's, I've talked about that here. I was at that draft. I was very happy as well because a lot of people had him ranked as high as 2 or 3 earlier in the year. I can't wait to see what he does. Noah, what does Edmonton need to improve more right now? Goaltending or depth? Goaltending for sure. And their bottom 6 isn't good. That's true. How would you trade for Graves? You'd have to give up two assets, I think. Calder winner prediction next season? Yeah, I don't think anyone from this year's draft coming up might win the Calder, might be so NHL ready that they could win the Calder. So who's a guy got drafted last year that didn't play or 2 years ago? I don't know. I'll say Podkolzin just because I haven't really thought about it. Caulfield, Sieta takes Gallagher, local guy turned out to be a gem. Yeah. Do you want the NHL players to participate in the 2022 Olympics? Absolutely, Calvin. I'm a sucker for that kind of thing. Not a sucker. I just love international best on best. Caulfield will be a rookie next year. Okay, then maybe it's Caulfield that wins the Calder. Thanks for that. That's a good point. Is the draft virtual again this year? Oh, that's a good question. I don't even know. If there's no quarantine... someone tell me. Look it up. Where's the draft this year? NHL draft. It's Nashville, right? I thought it was Nashville. Oh, no, it is virtual. NHL. Oh, Nashville's the All-Star game, I think. Yeah, NHL Network Studio. So it is virtual. Great question. Great question. See, after the playoff run, are you confident as Price as the Team Canada starting goalie? Yeah, I'd be fine with Price as the starter. Brendan, the Jets clearly need a shakeup. Who would you add to make them a Stanley Cup final contender? I think they need at least 2 good defensemen and another good forward for sure. Yeah, Pierre-Luc Dubois didn't work out, but it's early. So I think, I don't know who, but they're 3 players away, I think at least. Draft is virtual, thank you. Yes, you guys are right. It's virtual. Can we pick Ovi off free agent? I don't think he'll leave Washington, and he'll cost way too much. Virtual 2022 draft is in Montreal, yes. Didn't they just give the 20? Yes, the 2022 is. Hey, Jeff, nice to see you. Theo, what do you think the Canucks will do first? It's funny, Theo. I'm not sure if that's a legit question, which is fine, but that was my vlog topic from 3 days ago. Buyout, trade, sign PD, or wait until expansion draft. What? That's so funny. That was my vlog. I said that I think a trade will be first because they'll probably don't do the buyout till later. Hello, Duffman. Shannon, what does virtual mean? Not in person. So all over Zoom or basically all on their computers. So no one traveling to the same city. 2022 All-Star Game is in Vegas. Yeah, Calvin, I don't know what I'm talking about. You can tell I'm a little rusty. Shane, man, do we need some defense help in terms of the Giant coming over from Russia? Trampkin, can we make a good push with getting Edler back? We'll see about Edler and Shane. Respectfully, people on here know that I can't stand Trampkin. Drama queen. Ursel, were you keeping up with Copa America? Messi finally won international tournament, tying Ronaldo. I wasn't keeping up, but I was aware that Messi's team won. Where do you think Hamilton goes? Again, contender. I don't know. That's a good question. Who needs a good defense? Well, a lot of teams do. Yeah, it wouldn't be a team like Colorado or Vegas, who I think are stacked. It would be a team. That's a good question. A Canadian team? Would he come to Canada? Jeff, nice to see you too. Thank you. Jeff, this is just for you because I know you're back east. There, Jeff. That's just for you. I added that to my stream tonight. I've used it about 24 times. Did you catch any of the Suns-Bucks game? Suns in 5. See, I didn't catch any of tonight's game. My son Sean and I were talking about betting on it, but thankfully we didn't because we would have got all of our bets wrong. So no, I didn't catch any of it because I was at church. That dude, would you trade Miller and Suns in 5? No, I'll say Suns in 6. That dude, would you trade Miller and a second round pick for Seth Jones? Miller and a second? No, I wouldn't. Well, actually, but I don't know Seth Jones' contract, but my first reaction is no. Do you think it's viable if the Canucks go into the next season with the same decor? Travis Green, if they bring Edler and Hamnick back, then your only change is basically Rathbone over Ben, which I think is an improvement. I'm really high on Rathbone. But no, I think they got to switch something up. They can't bring both Edler and Hamnick back. I think it's either one or the other. Draft will be on TV, Shannon. It'll be on Sportsnet. If you watch Canucks games, you'll be able to get it. Yeah, no problem, Theo. Check out that video. It's a good one. Sportsnet, yes. Thanks. Do you like cream puffs? No, I don't. What do you think, Conor McGregor? Stand on his own feet. Yeah, I watched it, Nucks fan. That was pretty gross. McGregor, I can't stand his attitudes, cockiness, whether he's trying to sell the sport or whatever. I didn't want to see his ankle break, but I wasn't upset that he lost. I'll put it that way. Overall, I think if the Pale's name has a good, I don't know what that means. Pale's name? What does that mean, Jock Paul? See edits. I make bets on the game, but for the combined point totals, never on who wins. Okay, so did you bet tonight, see edits? Sean, if Trampkin was not so dramatic, he would have been amazing on the third pairing. Yes, I agree, Sean. He would be decent on the ice. Not great, decent, but third pairing, fine for $1 million and a half. Any updates on the bowling live stream, Clay? Get back to you, Arso. We got to, now that things are opening up, we have a few things that I'm thinking about for sure. Nux 649, Clave Hamnick walks. That will be the second year in a row Quinn Hughes D partner leaves. That's true, but we knew that It's not Hughes' fault, obviously, but yes, that would be true. Dogwood, hold up, Clay. You bet on sports. Is that considered all right with your church? I'll put it this way: anything in moderation. You can drink a little bit. You can gamble a little bit. But no, I don't gamble. I said we were talking about betting on it, but we never did. I haven't bet on sports in many, many years. I haven't gone to a casino in a few years, that kind of thing. Favorite part of In the Heights? Well, obviously I like the music overall, but I liked any song that... I like the more hip-hop-ish type songs as opposed to the Latin-flavored songs, although they were fine. Calvin, what's your favorite event at Summer Olympics? It's track and field. Shane, how are we going to make up for losing the first-round pick for Tannen in terms of plugging that spot? I don't think you worry about that anymore, Shane. That's a lost cause, to be honest with you. Lucas, no problem. Just rewatch. Don't like McGregor either. Too cocky. I agree. Brendan, I don't like OEL coming in the Canucks with a big contract. I agree with you, Brendan. And Arizona would have to eat some of that for sure. I did over. Okay, so you won. Very good. See edits. Good job. Noah, would you sign Armia to fit that third line role? Yeah, I don't mind him. I don't know how much it's gonna be. I like Armia. Jogball player's name. Oh, player's name has a good ring to it. The more breakout and elite player he will be. Player's name has a good ring to it. Sorry, Jogball. I have no clue what you're saying, and I apologize if I glossed over something. Travis, if Perry signs for league minimum, Edler shouldn't be earning more than him. All right, so what would you do with Danault if you're Montreal, considering they just went to the Cup Finals? Yeah, Danault, I've heard him speak. He's not shy on his confidence and his abilities. What would I do with him? Oh, gosh, so tough. So tough. Apparently, he turned down a contract offer for big money. I think that's going to be a tricky one to watch. What would I do with him? I'd try and keep him. Whether he can play him up and down for first to third line. He was great. Ciedets, how much would you resign Armia for? I don't know what his current contract is for a Ciedets, so I don't want to say something goofy, but I think Canucks are looking to spend no more than $2 to $3 million for these type of guys. I don't know if that gets it done. Where do you think Zach Hyman will sign? Good question. Don't know. I just have a feeling it's going to be like a contending team back east. I just have a feeling. Nux says with Edmonton, I am fine with bringing Edler back as a 7th D 1 or 2 years. But not as a full-timer. Depends how much we'll have to pay him, for sure. Beach volleyball is great. Yes, I love beach volleyball for sure. LA Kings maybe, yes. Will you watch Black Widow? Edmund, I know Sean and his girlfriend Fernanda are going to watch this week. I might, but I'm in no rush to. What are your favorite Summer Olympic sports? Track and field all day and basketball, those two. Beast mode, what teams do you think will be in the Stanley Cup final next year? I'll go Colorado and Carolina. Miller, Horvat, and Pedersen. Now I have to go back and ask what you were asking, Jog Paul. Players. Yeah, Jog Paul, you're going to have to just re-ask it from the start. I've lost it. Nut 649, Clay, where do you see Podkolzin playing next year? What line? Third line to start. Don't know who his center is going to be, but I think it'll be third line to start. See, Sat Shaw was saying Colin is a prospect worth protecting. Do you see any potential in him? I'm not that high on him. See, edits. I'm not that high on him. Fangirl, thank you for doing these streams. Help me keep my sanity during the quarantine. You're most welcome, Fangirl, for that nice compliment. You deserve one of these. I appreciate that. Thank you. Forgetting it. Yeah, sorry, Jock Paul. I'm happy to answer it. I think I lost it over three or four different questions. Oh, I see it now. Overall, I think that the player's name has a good ring to it. The more breakout or elite he's going to be. Yeah, I don't put a correlation between how someone's name is. Because Ovechkin, I don't know if you'd call that, a cool name or McDavid, but interesting theory for sure. What team do you think will be a breakout team like Montreal next playoffs or regular season? Minnesota. I don't necessarily like them, but I was impressed by them. The meme always makes me happy. Good, Jeff. Calvin, did you watch Wimbledon? Djokovic going for the calendar Grand Slam. No, I didn't watch it, but I am aware that he's very good. Yeah, Sean, good point about the MMA. Nux, Clay, do you think Canucks should leave Myers unprotected? His cap is $6 million, which Seattle gets scared of. I don't think they'll. I still think they'll protect him. But you're right. They probably be safe that Seattle won't take him. I just heard a ding. I'm not sure what that is. Let's see. I'm waiting for it to come up on my screen. I'm still waiting for it. Oh, I think that's old. It says Jeff King has become a member, but I know he's been a member for a while. But thanks. I got excited though. Big name, big hype. I see what you mean now. How far do you see Florida going next season? I think they make playoffs, maybe win one round, but no more than that. You should protect Juolevi, Hamonic, and Schmidt. Don't have to protect Hamonic because he's a UFA. So it's going to be Juolevi, Schmidt, and Myers. No, Jeff, I know. For some reason, yours comes up. Okay, wow. We are at an hour 5. You can tell I haven't been here for a while. So let's do this. Let's do 5 minutes of Ask Me Anything, and that's it. So after this, would you trade for Alex Kerfoot? Yes, I'd be interested in Alex Kerfoot for sure. Okay, 5 minutes of Ask Me Anything. No more Canucks or no more hockey-related questions, and then I will wrap up. Favorite part of Dear Evan Hansen when you saw it? I like the songs You Will Be Found and For Forever and Waving Through a Window. Edmund, what is a movie you would watch in the theaters? I'm looking, actually, speaking of which, I'm looking forward to a movie called Dear Evan Hansen. It's the musical, Broadway musical being brought to a movie, and that comes out in September. So I'll watch that. Clay, are you going to watch the new Purge movie? It's in theaters. Those aren't my favorite type of movies, so I'll wait till that comes out on a streaming service near me. Yeah, not big on spending money to watch those movies. Dune looks really good. Okay, I trust your opinion that way, Calvin. I don't even know what that is. I'm not the biggest pop culture guy, as you guys know. We out of questions, you guys? Fine with me. Are you gonna watch Black Widow? Perhaps. That's one I'm half interested in, so I'll consider that one. The Green Knight. Thank you, Sean. I will look into that for sure. How about the Batman movie? Dogwood not interested. Oh, favorite scene of when you saw the tour. Favorite scene. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think when the main character was actually singing For Forever and telling that story, I think that was my favorite scene, actually. Have you watched any of the new Marvel shows? No, I haven't seen it. That's not my thing. My boys are into it, but not me. Do you have any vacation plans for the summer? No, I'm studying for July. My wife's teaching at summer camp, but in August, I'm taking 2 weeks off. And then, not including those 2 weeks, we're doing a 3-day trip to Whistler where we're golfing. We're doing Squamish, Pemberton, and Whistler. And then, so me and the two boys will golf with a few guys from my church. Gail and Kayla will hang out in the village during the day. And then we'll get together at night for some dinner. So just a quick trip to Whistler for 3 days. Thanks, Coach Rob. Who's the singer you would watch at a concert right now? Bruno Mars. Never seen him live, and I would love to. Is there anything about Canucks After Dark you would like to see improve? That's a good question, Rome. You know, the technical bugs don't bug me at all. That just comes with the territory, and I like our move to StreamYard. Parker does a lot of that, and I appreciate his work. I think Parker and my flow is good, but it can be better. It can be a bit better, and that's not blaming him nor me. I think considering we've never even met in person, we do pretty well, but I think our flow could be a tiny bit better, and maybe even being a tiny bit more prepared. He does show notes, and I add them as well, but maybe him and I could spend a few more minutes talking through who's going to lead what, maybe who's going to lead what section. So, and that goes with flow, right? So overall, I'm very happy with it. But I think maybe that's one thing that we could do is just work on the flow a little bit. Great question. Any plans on coming to Victoria this summer? Shannon, I will see. That could happen in August on one of my days off. We will see. Also, what's your favorite podcast? I listen to, when it comes to Canucks stuff, aside from Canucks After Dark, I do listen to the Vancast. And aside from that, a couple Christian podcasts I listen to. Brendan, who do you think is the nicest Canuck to meet, hang out with? You know, it wasn't one of the stars. Antoine Roussel is actually the guy I enjoy speaking to the most. He actually remembered my name from year to year. Good night, everyone. Thanks, Fangirl. A concert you would travel to see. Travel to see Bruno or Justin Timberlake. Those are two that I'd be interested in seeing. Clay, are you doing Canucks After Dark tomorrow night? No, it'll be Wednesday night. For the month of July, it's all Wednesday. Andrew, what position do you play? I'm a setter. I got good hands. Vertical, just okay. Can't really block. My hitting's okay. It's not great. My defense is good. Canucks Red Robe Cigar Brandy. Would you go horseback riding if you had the chance? Yeah, I have Noah before, so I would do it again. As long as the horse doesn't kill me. I lie. Have you answered the Canucks AMAs from the first video? From the first video. Have I answered the Canucks Ask Me Anything from the first video? Do you mean from this weekend? I'm not sure what you mean. Right again. Italy won the Euros. Yes. You guys seem prepared to me. I quite enjoyed the podcast. Thanks, Jeff. No, I'm happy with how prepared we are, but I think we can, the flow. Yeah, maybe we're prepared well, but together we're prepared. Individually we're prepared, but I think it could still flow better. That's, I think, a better way of putting it. But thank you. Somewhere in BC you haven't been to that you would visit. Oh, that's good. Kamloops. I haven't been to Kamloops before. Or Harrison Hot Springs. I don't think I've been to Harrison Hot Springs. Hello, Steven. If you could play for the Canucks, which line would you play on? Oh, I'd love to play on the top line, but I'm pretty sure they'd put me on the fifth line for sure. Have you ever tried pickleball? I have. Would you be convinced to go bull riding? That one, maybe a little bit tougher than horse riding. Clay, was the 5-minute live stream you did? Was it by accident? Yes, Nux. I did 2 live streams by accident today. As in the video from where you're taking questions. So, yeah, I lie. I haven't gone back. So I answered 10 of the 20 questions earlier today, but I haven't gone and written answers to the 10 that I didn't answer live or answer on my vlog, if that's what you're asking. Actual live rodeo. Yeah, sure. Sean, what is your favorite really old film, as in 1910, 1950s? Ooh, don't watch those. I did watch To Kill a Mockingbird, though. And I really like that, Sean Avery. If that, I don't know the year of that, but I did like To Kill a Mockingbird. Stephen, Clay, come down to Arizona, 40 degrees. Wow, Stephen, I love Arizona. I've been to Mesa many times. I have good friends in Mesa. So then I've been to Gilbert and Chandler and Scottsdale and Phoenix, of course, but I've been to Mesa for sure. Thanks, Isla. I appreciate that. Inferno would love to see you. Would love to see a video of Clay riding a bull. And you mean instead of talking bull, right? Riding it? Okay. Nux, what shows are you watching right now? I was watching Blacklist and Manifest. Those were my 2 kind of shows, network shows. Then I want to catch up on Designated Survivor on Netflix. And I've been watching Midnight Diner on Netflix. An arena you haven't been to and would go for a sporting event. Madison Square Garden. Absolutely Madison Square Garden. I would love to go there. What are your thoughts on Tokyo having the Olympics this year? Being half Japanese, I really liked it. It's just too bad there's going to be no, what do you call it? Spectators. Love it. Thanks, Steven. Update on my baby cousin. Doing good in the NICU. Awesome. Good, fangirl. Have you seen the movie Heat? No, I have not seen the movie Heat. Is that a bad movie? It sounds like it could be a bad movie. Dogwood, Clay, how on earth can you be in this province and never visit Kamloops? I mean, is launching point to many places in BC? Yeah, I've never stopped there. I've been to Kelowna dozens of times. No, about a dozen times. Penticton, Oliver, Osoyoos, but I never stopped in Kamloops, actually. Watch Fatherhood starring Kevin Hart. I cried. Okay, thank you. Barclay Center, nice. Fatherhood was a great movie. Okay, that's 2 votes for Fatherhood. Favorite war film? Admittedly, don't really watch it. Don't watch war films. I should get into them, though, but I haven't watched them. Watch the Nucks there. Huggies OT winner. Yes. Would you ever drive to Seattle to watch a Canucks game? Absolutely. I will go see Canucks Kraken. Favorite store at Metrotown? Never go there. Noah, never go there. Favorite action movie? Ooh, I like the Civil War one, Avengers. Calvin, have you ever been to a Giants game in Langley? No, not in Langley. Did you prefer when they played in the Coliseum? I only saw the Giants play a couple times in the Coliseum. So I've been to Langley Event Center for Christian events, for basketball tourney, but never to watch the Giants yet. So I can't really answer that one yet. Are you into Marvel films? Favorite hero? Not really. I enjoy Marvel films. I like the Hulk. I've always liked the Hulk ever since I was little. Sean, highly recommend come and see 1985. Thank you. Favorite curry? I didn't know, honestly, Will, that there were different types, to be honest with you. Okay. Wow. No, Sean, I've been to Metrotown, but I can't think of any stores that I like there. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, I've never really shopped at Metrotown. I barely shop at Richmond Center, so no need to go out. A food you haven't tried and would want to. That's a good question. I don't know. Some French cuisine that's not grenouille, not frog legs, maybe. But there's nothing that I'm really, really, really dying to try, to be honest with you. How's your son's bowling going? They're doing great. Jacob told me, though, the 17-year-old, the 2-time national champion, that he probably he wants to move on from juniors. Really, he's accomplished everything he can in juniors. You can't beat being a national champion. And he already wants to enter some adult tournaments, which is pretty cool. So we'll see how that goes. Moose Meat, K, Heat. Oh, yes, I know the movie Heat. Thanks for the great stream. Thanks, mods. Yeah, okay, that's good. What is a famous painting you would love to see in person? I don't know. Some religious one. Japanese curry, Indian curry, Thai curry. Oh, okay, Japanese curry. Although I think I've only had Indian curry. Sorry, guys, I probably missed a bunch. Are there any Canadian athletes you have an eye on? Yeah, I want to... Is DeGrasse still running? I like Andre DeGrasse because I like the sprints. Okay, we're at an hour 20. You can tell I'm a little rusty. We almost went not double, but thank you, everyone. Thanks to everyone for sticking this late, sticking it out with me. So I give you one of these before I go. Yes, and then actually I'm going to use this screen when I come in and when I leave, just so it avoids that weird few second thing. And I'm going to be working on adding a few little buttons and stuff going forward. Okay. So thank you to the moderators. It didn't look like you had to do too much today, which is good. Thanks to members, of course. Thanks to all of you. Thanks to Monkey Nine Brewing. I appreciate all of you. And you see some key dates coming up. So I look forward to getting back in the streaming and doing more things with the stream. August, I'm off. I'm not even studying. So I look forward to working on my channel in earnest in August. Don't forget, Canucks After Dark for the month of July only, Wednesday nights, not Monday night. So we'll see you on Wednesday night with Parker and me for Canucks After Dark. And yeah, I will do my regular sign off and then hit you with my bad joke and then get out of here. So no matter where you're watching from, no matter what you could be doing, I appreciate you. I don't take you for granted. Before you go, make sure you subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you like this video on your... Well, we have 41 likes and we have 41 people in here, so that works out really well. And as always, I appreciate your loyalty, and I certainly don't take any of you for granted. Also, consider becoming a member of the channel if you'd like as well. So those are the main things. And yes, Wednesday night is the next one. That's with Parker and me, Canucks After Dark. So in the meantime, thank you. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And I must tell you, do you know why I love making jokes about elevators? Do you know why that elevator jokes are so good? Because they just work on so many different levels. God bless, and go Canucks go.